And you're obviously aware of the criticism that's come at you.
Of
You've
course.
described what that's been like. Have you reflected on the way your language has landed for some members of Sydney's community, particularly the Jewish community?
I certainly have. And I am. I stand strong in my convictions with a knowledge of history, and I stand with the oppressed. I stand with the oppressed.
And I wonder if you could answer something that's come in. Quite a few people asking about this. Timney's texted in saying, can you please ask Grace why she's selective in her outrage? She says, I've never heard her condemn or speak out on behalf of the Israeli women who were raped and killed by Hamas on October 7. Have you spoken about that? Have you expressed outrage about that?
I'm not going to sink to the level of entertaining any kind of propaganda, Hamish. Yeah.
What's the propaganda included in that question?
Those things have been debunked. Look, violence is. Let's be real. Violence is happening on both sides, but this is not a fair fight. We're not talking about two equal cohorts, even marginally.
So the UN Special Representative on Sexual Violence in Conflict has said that there are reasonable grounds to believe that conflict-related sexual violence occurred. Are you saying that is propaganda?
Awful things are being perpetrated by both sides, but this is not about whataboutism. This is not about selective outrage. I'm outraged by all of the violence. Would that we could get it all to stop.
It's just a question as to whether you've condemned that portion of what has occurred.
Yes, and that's a tactic of the bad faith actors is to try to trip people up, to get them to condemn this and condemn that. Clearly, I don't support any of it. As I said, I am a human rights activist who advocates for the safety of all human beings, no matter their background, whether they are Jewish, whether they are Muslim, whether they are Christian, whether they, are atheist. We shouldn't be here arguing over brass tacks. I mean, just look at the hypocrisy.
To be fair, let's not diminish the what we're talking about. It's rape and gang rape. Those are the allegations. I don't think it's arguing over.
I do not diminish any
tacks.
of those things, Hamish. As someone who has been raped multiple times as a child myself, I have been choked, hit, spat on. I've been locked in cupboards. I have seen pretty horrendous things that human beings are capable. I do not dismiss any of it, no matter who the perpetrator is and no matter who the victim is. What I think is really important is to, remember what the broader context of this whole thing is. So, I think it's frankly embarrassing for this particular shadowy cohort. The Israeli Defence Minister called me outrageous.